The latest from M. Night Shyamalan is the thriller Trap, starring Josh Hartnett, Ariel Donoghue, Saleka Shyamalan, Allison Pill, and honest to God, Hayley Mills, in a story about a serial killer who is the target of the titular Trap at a Lady Gaga-esque pop concert that he's taken his daughter to. So I'm not going to get into spoilers very much because I don't do that, and we all know that Shyamalan films tend to always be based on twists and surprises and complex storytelling, though not as much here. This is a film that probably would have played better for everybody involved watching it if the central conceit of the film wasn't given away in all of the marketing. And it's kind of hard to get people to go to see a movie that don't know anything what it's about. I wish there was a way to cut a trailer for this movie that didn't give away what I already told you, but it does in the first moment of the trailer, and it is really in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the film where this is revealed, so I won't give anything away that really happens in the film beyond that. But we go into this pretty much knowing that Hartnett is the bad guy and he is the target of this gigantic sting operation. The basic story is something like this. Hartnett is taking his daughter to see this show. They say in the opening moments of the film, it's good luck that they added an 11:30 or whatever afternoon matinee because all the other tickets were sold out. And they go to the show and he finds out through a very loose-lipped t-shirt seller at this arena that the entire show is a sting operation to catch this the butcher or whatever, this local serial killer who's been preying on Philadelphians. This film doesn't make a lot of logical sense. I think this will entertain a lot of people. A lot of people have a flame that remains burning for Josh Hartnett. I never really cared about Josh Hartnett. He's fine in this. He's fine doing what he does, but I've never been a giant fan. Some people are thrilled to see him in a movie again. Everybody in this is fine, but it really doesn't make a lot of sense. A lot of what happens in it, like it's this gigantic concert and repeatedly Hartnett is coming and going, which anybody can do at a concert. But every time he's in the hallway, while this giant concert that everybody is out of their minds that they're able to see, and they're just devoted, crazy Taylor Swift follower, not that they're crazy, but devoted follower of this female singer. And every time he goes out in the hallway, there's 1 million people in the hallway during the concert. And at one point, he's out in the hallway doing something, and his daughter's out there, and he's like, oh, hey, she's playing that song you like. You want to go back in? She's like, yeah, okay. Whereas previously, she was like out of her mind that she was at the concert. She just casually wandering around missing the concert. Knowing what a top concert costs to get into these days, and how I am at least, I would not miss a second of a concert if I'm paying hundreds of dollars to see it and had amazing seats like they do. There's a lot of just really weird logical things. Some people have said that sometimes Shyamalan writes this movie as though he doesn't know how people function. There's a bunch of things like that. There are some laughs in this movie. There are some good moments of tension, but overall it was just really silly. Like the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, this is silly. Like is this supposed to be funny? Sometimes it is. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be funny or not, but it kind of is because of how ridiculous it is. Shyamalan's daughter, Saleka, performs as the singer in the film. She's the Lady Gaga or the Taylor Swift or whatever in this film. Apparently she wrote and performed all the music. She's a good singer. She's a good performer. Acting-wise, a bit less so, but she doesn't really have to do a heck of a lot of acting in this movie. There's a stretch where she does, but for the most part, she's just on stage performing. And overall, I just thought it was kind of silly. It does not have really a major twist to it, and when you're watching a Shyamalan, I never know if he's like blessed or cursed. I think he's probably kind of cursed, where everybody expects that there's going to be this giant pulling the rug out from under the audience reveal at the end of this movie, and he has to always do that. I'm kind of happy that he didn't do it in this one, and that's fine, but knowing what is expected of him the whole time, I'm imagining this movie is going to become more interesting than it is at some point. The idea that this whole concert is put on to trap a killer, but they don't know what the killer looks like beyond fuzzy surveillance video. They know he's a male of a certain height, but they don't know what race he is, what hair color, anything. They don't know what his face looks like. The idea that they would put this entire concert on to trap a killer that they don't even know what he looks like is just really silly. Now, later in the film, they explain, and they say that they know he's going to be at the concert. Well, if you don't know what he looks like, how do you know he's going to be at the concert? They explain it toward the end of the film. I really wish they would have put that up front, because it was one of those things that kept nagging at me every time it was mentioned as the film was going. I'm like, this is stupid. How do they know this guy's going to be there? They do explain it, but a bit late. So anyway, I thought this movie was really silly. I think average audiences will probably find it to be a decent thriller, the kind of thing somebody would watch on streaming or on Hulu casually if it pops up or something like that because they've heard of it. But it's nothing I would say that you should make an effort to go see in the theater. Everything's better in the theater. If you're going to see it in the theater. But I thought it was really kind of silly. It's a trap.